This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined over Zoom by Keemstar. It's on Sunday. This interview will be going out on Monday. So the fights in Kingpin happened last night. The fights in Misfits happened 2 nights ago. It's been a busy weekend, Keem. How are you?
Oh, it's been insane. I've been on a crazy, crazy trip. I had to fly out to South Carolina to interview Wings of Redemption. And then I had to fly out to Arkansas to interview Boogie 2988. And then I had to rush and get down to New Orleans for Misfit 6. Unfortunately, my plane got delayed. And the only way to make it to Misfit 6 is I had to get a rental car and drive. Long story short, I made it there on time. My bags didn't make it. We had to buy Walmart clothes, but we were there at the event. We made it.
I guess your style might have been a little bit off. Apart from that, it's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
You stored your cap as well. I saw you take it off actually for the first time ever on Gideon's little vlog.
You see me, oh, take the hat off. No, it's been off a couple times. I only take it off for special occasions, like in my music video when I promoted my cosmetic line that was a joke, here and there it comes off.
That's fair enough. Got to do it. Got to do it once every now and then. So let's go straight into it. We'll start with the Misfits card since that happened first. Overall thoughts on it. I guess my ones are the promotion could have been a little bit better. The ticket sales a little bit down. But in terms of fights, the fights are quality. On the card is probably the most competitive fights out of all of the Misfits. Kind of quite well matched, 50-50. What do you make of it?
That card was doomed. The card itself was not that impressive, right? That card, if you look at the entire card, that's not going to reach outside of this Misfit world. It's just not. It's not there's no one in there that's going to bring a new audience over, except for like maybe Jake the Viking and a few others. So that card was kind of doomed from the start. Plus, you had Kingpin the next day, Ryan Garcia the next day. So all the oxygen was sucked out of the air. You had JMX, big UK fighter, of course, but this was in the US. Le'Veon Bell. I don't know how many like NFL fans are following Le'Veon Bell's like boxing career. I just don't think they really are. So it's not really about promotion, in my opinion. I think it's just the way Misfits is kind of looking at this, if I were to guess, is that this is not a pay-per-view. This is just a free card that you get. So let's try a bunch of people that we'd like to be involved in pay-per-views and see how they do. This is the perfect opportunity for that because with the events that aren't necessarily pay-per-views, they're just freebies. That's where you can try new things. And I think that's what Mams Taylor Misfits was doing with this card.
It also brings a lot more fighters into the space, and you can't have the cards like the KSI card coming up where it's absolutely stacked. You can't have cards like that happening the whole time, can you? So
Right.
you have a few cards with Sean is good.
Yeah, I really liked the event. I was there,
Mm.
this first, me and Gideon have been talking for, it feels like years. I don't know how long. And we're pretty close. And it was the first time I got to meet him in person. You had Nate Diaz there. You had the controversy with Chase. We got to see Vampire for the first time. We got to finally see Fangs fight. We got to see the Uncle Pizza creation. We got Wally Sharks versus Dean. Um, you know, from the outside, I'm sure this looks like, oh, I don't care about that event. To me and to the rest of people in this misfit bubble, to the rest of the people that are into influencer boxing, getting to see Kimbo Slice Jr. and stuff like that, this was a great event.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, competitive fights also quite good. It's interesting to say about if it had one, I guess, a bigger main event or a bigger co-main event, then I maybe probably have to a little bit more. But then again, New Orleans, none of those fighters actually come from New Orleans.
Like I said, there's a
I
lot of
really
stuff.
think it's John's hometown.
Like I said, there's a lot of stuff working against this event, but this event didn't have to be crazy. This is of an event we get for free with our DAZN description, right? It's the pay-per-views, Misfit pay-per-views. Those are the events that have to reach outside of our influencer boxing community.
And obviously the pay-per-view coming up is very, very strong. Just before we move on to that, we'll talk about the touch on the Kingpin show. Obviously a bit of a stronger card, but it was pay-per-view. Did you realize how big a full start of this? Did you realize how big a star Winston Nunes was before this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We've been trying to get a hold of him for quite some time to get him involved with our events over at Misfits. And it's just hard. You have to go through. There's a language barrier. You have to go through like multiple people and whatnot. But yeah, I knew he was that big of a star, and I was excited to see him fight. Unfortunately, due to all this traveling, I didn't get to watch any of the Kingpin event. I got to see Twitter videos and stuff like that. I didn't actually get to watch these fights. I still haven't. Um, but from what I see online with the Twitter videos and whatnot, it looked like it was a decent event.
Mm. The only downside for it, I guess, is the fact that Winston Nunes was the co-main event. So, but the 2,000 Brazilian fans or the 3,000 Brazilian fans after Winston's fight left the arena. So when
Yeah,
Gibb fought, it would look rather empty, which I guess
yeah.
is the downside to it.
I know this is going to sound like I'm talking about Gibb versus Austin McBroom, but I actually like both of them very much. But their first fight didn't sell. I don't know why anyone thought their second fight would sell. Um, you know, we influencer boxing fans wanted that, and we're excited about that. But outside of this bubble, right, when we're talking the normies, the mainstream, I don't think it's there for that fight.
But then again, you got the argument of Gibb is the biggest star in the UK. Um, Austin didn't do the best job promoting it, where Gibb was a lot stronger promoting. I just felt the arena was sold out, but then again, I was very surprised how all the Brazilian fans went and left after the co-main event and didn't stay and watch the main event.
Yeah, I think they were doing there was a story that they were doing seat fills, like selling tickets for like $3 or something.
Yeah, I believe they were.
Um
Yeah,
yeah, so it's like, it, look, I think Kingpin has an amazing concept going on. I think it's really good. And I think the event was really good. Um I just I need more. I need my influencer boxing to be more of a circus, man. Like I need my entertainment. All right. I get there's people that are like Gibb and Austin Broom and KSI and Jake Paul and well, I don't even want to talk about KSI and Jake Paul because they promote their events and they are still entertainers. Um, but the King Kennys, all these people that are getting really, really good at boxing, all right. There is no internet entertainment to match it, right? There's no like, oh my God, did you see the King Kenny video? He's gonna destroy Nate. Like there's no lead up to these goddamn fights. All right. There's nothing that reaches outside of the existing community. And so yeah, it's really frustrating. And I'm gonna go out of my way. And I don't care if Hasim Rockman and, Mams or whoever, right? I don't care who disagrees with me. I don't care what pros get offended, what crossover boxers get offended. I'm going to say what I truly believe, and that is we need more influencers and more entertainment in influencer boxing. It has to happen. This will not grow. It will only get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. It won't grow unless we reach outside of this existing community.
I thought the Creator Clash was more like WWE than Misfits. Granted, the tag team, but the Creator Clash had a few skits in there. The one that springs to mind heavily was the Churdlers one. We got choke slammed, kind of WWE esque. The entrances were quite creative. Would you agree there?
I think Creator Clash is awesome. Creator Clash represents, in my opinion, influencer boxing. Like it is team internet. All the little Easter eggs, the throwbacks, um, you know, Creator Clash reminds me of KSI versus Jake Paul, KSI versus Logan Paul, Deji versus Jake Paul. It reminds me of that first event when this became a thing, right? Like team internet. That's what Creator Clash reminds me of. Um, and in a perfect world, you would take like a Misfits and Creator Clash and find that happy medium. And I feel like that is the event that represents everyone, the entire internet.
I've got a question here that I asked Alex Wasabi, but I still wasn't too sure after. The Creator Clash didn't have the most promotion, but it still sold out, or pretty much sold out, and it was filled to the brim with fans. How come they sold so many tickets? Where Kingpin,
Um,
I guess, do a lot of promotion, but would have sold a little bit less tickets than Creator Clash.
okay, because Kingpin is doing the promotion, right? Misfits is doing the promotion. On Creator Clash isn't really doing the promotion. The fighters are. The fighters of Creator Clash were doing the promotion. There's it's so frustrating. But yeah, that is the difference. And I've been bitching about this a while, and I put out a tweet yesterday and I said influencer boxing needs more influencers and less boxers.
I saw that one
And
today. Yeah.
KSI followed up, I think an hour later. I think he saw my tweet. I'm trying to find it right now. Uh Bear with me. KSI followed up and said, just a reminder, like people need to start promoting their fights. Don't stop being an entertainer. Don't stop being a YouTuber. You need to make content. He put out a tweet kind of echoing what I've been saying. Because I mean, you look at Logan Paul, you look at Jake Paul, you look at KSI, they promote their events. Like they go out of their way to make storylines, to make the news cycle, um, to sell their fights, and everyone needs to do that. And the more serious the influencer gets into the boxing, the less promotion they give. Like, again, I don't mean to pick on a Nissan Gibb, but like he's a prime example. He was a FIFA YouTuber, a YouTuber. He got into the boxing stuff and then he stopped uploading. He doesn't upload. He just boxes and then he'll upload one video to promote his fight, and that's about it. Same thing with Deji. Deji is a YouTuber. He uploads at least once a week, right? He stops uploading, trains for boxing, and then uploads, one video to promote his fight with Swarms. I don't know if you've seen Deji's promotion for the fight with Swarms, but it might be the worst promotion I've ever seen.
Why do you think that is that occasionally, well, some of the time that fighters or YouTubers go into the fighting area and they lead back on the YouTube, stop doing the YouTube and they focus on the content. I'll ask that question again. Why do you think it is that fighters do that then, Keem? Why do you think it is that they kind of stop doing such promotion, stop with the YouTube content and just go into mainly boxing? Are they trying too much to be like professional fighters and not influence boxers? Is that the key there?
I mean, that's part of it, but you know, look, doing YouTube isn't easy. You know, if you have an editor and you have a team of people that will produce the content with you and you're just an on camera talent, it's a little bit easier, but it's not easy to make your YouTube videos, make your Twitter video, and like be on that grind every day and then also be training for a boxing match. This is not an easy thing, but that's why these influencers are getting paid more than professional fighters, is because they have influence. It's because they are entertainers, because they have a fan base. So if you're not going to activate your fan base to go watch your fight, to go buy the pay-per-view, then how do you justify getting paid like crazy money? It's just, I don't know. It's
So
frustrating.
if you were Mams Taylor, what would you do in this situation?
I wouldn't I'd look through the history of these people that have been on cards frequently, and if they don't promote, then when we're in negotiations, yeah, I'll put you on a card, but I'm only paying you this little amount because you don't promote your fights. Like that's it. Like you're not gonna get an opportunity because you do not promote your fights. I would make it that simple.
Okay, that's interesting then. Just going back to Kingpin before we move on to the May 13th card. Gibb versus Jarvis is the next fight. You also got Winston Nunes versus King Kenny. We'll start with Gibb versus Jarvis. How do you see that one playing out?
Um, Give me one at a time. Give me one at a time because that just got really confusing for me. I just got done working out, and I have this new thing, Fred. Right when I'm working out, I got this oxygen generator, right, and it fills this giant bag with 70% oxygen, and then I have a mask on when I'm running on the treadmill, and I'm getting 70, like 3 times more oxygen than normal. Today was the first time I tried it out, right, because there was something wrong with my machine and I had to fix it. Um, and when I got off that thing, I got lightheaded. Like I'm on a high right now. But go ahead, Fred.
Jarvis versus Anissa Gibb. How does that play out in Dublin next month? In
Man,
2 months'
I
time,
don't.
sorry.
Damn,
Because that
that's a
fight right
good.
there,
That's a good fight. That's a really good
that fight
fight.
right there is like a ball and a ball just going at each other like that again and again and again and again. Neither will take a backward step.
Oh my god, that's such a good fight.
You knew
Uh,
what? You knew the fight was happening, didn't you? Or I just told you.
you got to understand. I've been traveling. I'm like literally making like a trailer to promote the. I'm doing like 10 million things. I haven't even caught up with what are the next fights on Kingpin. Yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing that that's the matchup, and I don't know who wins that. That is such a good fight. I never even, you know what? I've never even fantasized of Jarvis versus Gibb before. Have you ever had this before this happened? Have you ever had that,
No, not at all.
thought about how that would play out? That's a
Not at all.
really good fight. I have no idea.
You can't give me a prediction at all, then, Keem. You're stuck on the fence.
Maybe Gibb because he has the experience. Maybe Gibb.
It's tricky, isn't it? It's a 50-50. It's really, really good. Osman Broom also broke his ankle in the fight, or was
Yeah.
speculated he broke his ankle. I did see him getting carried out of the arena by two of his trainers, so you might have heard about that. You also got Winison Nunes versus King Kenny. I think it'd be interesting to see who they have the main event as. I take it probably will be Winison because obviously he brings in a strong Brazilian crowd, but it's in Dublin, in Ireland. So how many Brazilians live in Ireland or fly out? I'm not too sure. Winnes as a King Kenny. That's a very, very tough fight for Kenny, but also a tough fight for Winnerson.
Yeah. Nunes is amazingly good, but we are looking at a different King Kenny. I said after that loss with Ashley, I go, he's just gonna throw. He's just gonna, and then I started seeing sparring footage, and it's a different guy. King Kenny is a completely different guy right now. So again, a very, very, very good fight. And I don't know where I call that. I think Nunes might have an edge, but man, we're gonna see a head hunting King Kenny.
Mm, it's definitely good. There's two 50-50 fights right there. Moving a few months back to May 13th. Obviously, this is happening in June. You got May 13th. You got your Happy Punch card. So I take it there'll be about 8 fights on the Misfits card. How many fights will there be on the Happy Punch card?
There will be four.
So 12
There,
fights in total for the whole thing. That's a lot.
yeah, there will be four on the prelims. I'm excited. Zuckles is an Australian YouTuber and he's part of Misfits, not Misfits Boxing, but like a collective called Misfits with Fwiz and or Fits and Swagger Souls and the lot of them. And he's been training. He's fighting a mystery opponent, someone that the Misfit fans will know. So then we have Corn versus I don't even know yet. We still have to find an opponent for Corn. His current opponent had visa issues. Corn's very, very popular on Twitter. And then we have Nestor versus I can't announce his opponent yet. These are going to be some good fights. They're going to be some good fights. I'm really, really excited. We have we're doing our own commentary, our own ring girls. I'll be commentating the fights along with Pat God and potentially Mams Taylor. I'm excited about it.
Do you think we'll ever see where Happy Punch Promotions has their own event? Or do you think they'll always be kind of linked to a Misfits and have to be on the Misfits prelims?
I think we'll probably be linked to Misfits. We have a very, very good working relationship with Mams and KSI, Khaled. I there's no reason to do anything on our own. Um, But maybe down the road.
Mm. What fight are you most looking forward to on your undercard, on the prelims for your card?
Wings versus Boogie. They might not have the most clout on the card, but Wings and Boogie started YouTube when I started YouTube, decades ago. And they've been around forever. And it's just like, these guys at one moment in their career were famous. They were celebrities. They were superstars. They were at the absolute top of their genres. Wings of Redemption was one of the biggest Call of Duty YouTubers at the very beginning of YouTube. And Boogie 2988 was one of the biggest like vloggers or freak out guys with that Francis character. And, they both had horrible tragedies, in their lives, health issues, money issues. Their careers spiraled down. And they're clinging on to this YouTube thing for dear life. And everybody knows their name. If you've been a part of this YouTube community for a decade, you know both of those individuals. And the fact that they're getting in the ring to fight, it's not just about like they're trying to beat each other, but they're trying to beat the bullies and the harassment and, beat life because they've been beaten down individually so hard. And this is their chance for respect, something they haven't gotten in years and years and years. And, you talk about like, people looking for motivation. When you see a 400-pound plus man get up and start hitting the bag and start training, when you see that, I mean, that is pure motivation. Every bit of their body hurts just from carrying around themselves. And they're going out there and they're just hitting pads, hitting the bag, practicing defense, like footwork. Believe it or not, they both of them have some footwork. It's like I was so inspired when I went to both of their house. And yes, this is a circus. Yes, this is a clown show. Yes, this is pure entertainment. Yes, this is put together for us to laugh at. But it's not just that. You're also inspired that these guys, against all odds, are willing to step in that ring. Now, the ring might fall over when they get in it, but it's pretty inspiring stuff.
So all those memes at WWE where the ring breaks, is that a possibility?
800 pounds. I don't know how much the ring can hold, but it's 800 pounds. I was just thinking about it today. You know those little stools that they put in the corner during
Yeah,
the
because I
ring
remember
breaks?
they might need a big when Tyson and Fury fought Otto Allen, they actually like a bigger stool for both men. For this one, we need a bigger stool than the usual size.
Yeah, because they'll break. The stools will break. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited about it. That's the fight that means the absolute most to me. If I'm able to actually pull this off, um, I will be very, very proud of myself because once again, I've delivered something just, absolutely amazing to the internet. And I'll be really happy for that. And I know they both will be proud if they go through with it.
Another good fight he pulled off is Andy Taylor versus Salt Pappy. JMX told me that he said yes to the Salt Pappy fight and it wasn't made. I know you're involved with JMX and with Salt Pappy. Why wasn't that fight made between Joel and Salt Pappy?
Again, I am not trying to get happy punch fighters to fight each other. I've
Yeah.
been trying to stop it for a very long time. There's been other happy punch fighters that wanted to fight Salt Poppy. And I have been stopping it because I want Salt Poppy to fight someone outside of the team. And vice versa. I wouldn't want JMX to fight Anthony Taylor either. But what happened with this card is Salt Poppy's opponent dropped out last minute. And in order for him to be involved, he would have to fight Anthony Taylor. And I said no, 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 no. And then it came down to where I basically had to agree. Like, I had to let this happen. And I don't like any bit of it. I don't want it to happen. I don't want them to fight each other. I don't even want to watch it. I don't know how I'm watching that fight. I probably won't even look. I'm gonna help out one of my fighters, and they're gonna walk away with a W, and then I'm gonna let one of my fighters down because they're gonna walk away with an L. And I don't want Saul Poppy to lose, and I don't want Anthony Taylor to lose. So it's a difficult thing. I don't know if it really translates out to the audience, but like I care about my fighters. I care about happy punch fighters. I want them to win. I want them to only get W's in every aspect of this influencer boxing stuff. So I really don't like this.
But that was the only choice you had because I guess Sol Papi's a very, very hard plan to match. If Sol Papi wins this, does he fight KSI? Do you reckon? Can that fight be made?
I hope so. Or Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, or Deji, somebody with a name. We
Who's
just
most
want to
likely?
fight
Who's most likely, you reckon?
Logan Paul or KSI.
So those two, Logan Paul, KSI, those two people are most likely to fight Sol Papi after.
Yeah,
That's easiest made. Okay. That's
because they
interesting.
both would. We're very confident that they both would.
Which fight do you think's bigger? Is it KSI Sol Papi in the UK? Is it Logan Paul Sol Papi?
It's KSI, Salt Poppy, in the Philippines.
Misfits. I mean, talking about going to the Philippines for a long time. I guess next year will be the day that happens. But KSI needs an opponent for August and also for December because he wants to fight on those two dates. Who'd be after then? It would have to be this year, wouldn't it? Or would hold off for next year? Because how long
I
can you
don't
get so happy about matching him up with someone? It's
I
just
don't I don't know. There's a lot of talks behind the scene. I don't know. I don't know how this all pans out. But I'll tell you this, Salt Poppy has knocked out every single opponent, even the boogeyman, Josh Bruckner. Does he knock out Anthony Taylor? I don't think so.
well, he didn't knock out Halal Ham.
Well, okay. But, that was like his first fight. Come on.
That's fair.
Wasn't even a
That's fair
pro
enough.
fight, was it?
No, it wasn't a pro fight.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
100% knockout rate, 2-0, 2 KOs. I'm gonna go see Sol Papi in on Wednesday. Oh no, Tuesday actually, yeah. Tuesday morning. So we'll catch up with him in his gym there. See him do a little bit of training. But anything else come up for yourself for the Keem before I let you go? Will you be there in May? You will be, but
I need
going?
everyone to go to Drummer and watch the trailer for Wings of Redemption versus Boogie 2988. And the full documentary, will be coming out around May 1st.
I'll put the link for the trailer in the description. That fight
Thank
is a
you
good
so
one. Are
much.
you gonna host a face-to-face with both of them?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff for them. So uh man, I'm excited about the future. This is gonna be the greatest year for influencer. I bitch and complain that, more influencers, less boxers, and I complain about a lot of stuff because I have a certain vision in my head of how this all should be. And I do have a lot of influence, but I don't have all the influence, right? But there's so much positive, right? Like, Fred, is this not the greatest year of influencer boxing since the beginning?
Oh, 100%. Because you got three companies, Credit Clash, Kingpin, Misfit,
Match,
all going at it.
match, fight, match, fight,
I mean, if
match,
I
fight,
told
match.
you 2 years ago you're gonna have two shows on two different companies on the same day or on the same weekend, you probably wouldn't have believed it. And yeah, it's happening. So that's how hard it is right now. And
Yeah,
hopefully
it's
it continues.
awesome. It's absolutely awesome. We're so blessed. Now we just need to grow it.
Yeah, so how can we make sure it doesn't fall off on the downhill? How can we make sure it stays on the up? Just more shows, more people coming in, fresh names, fresh faces.
Fresh names, fresh faces, and people with an audience, with fans. you know, I see a lot of people on cards where I'm like, who is that person? Do they even have a fan base? It's like we got to stop all that. In my opinion.
So if you could pick three people to come into the world of influencer boxing, crossover boxing, however you want to name it, who would they be? I'll go first. Danny Duncan, Gideon, and trying another YouTuber. I'd like to see Raka Raka return, but they're doing their film. Who would it
Well,
be?
I agree with everything you just said, but also you have speed.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, you're right.
you also have Aiden Ross. You have Kai. Um, you have Andrew Tate. Like we need people with audience. Sneeko.
Well,
That is
Sneako's
like,
training. He's training. I reckon it will happen.
well, trust me, I've been working behind the scenes. I don't think so.
Oh, really? So that's not happening then. He's not coming into the world.
Somebody go tweet at Sneeko right now to fight Brandon Buckingham. It's so frustrating.
I did an
Uh,
interview with Brandon trying to hype it up, but nothing came of
yeah.
it.
Um, there's a lot of people that could come to influencer boxing that would make this way bigger. It would be absolutely massive. But if I could go back to like our community, here's a fight. I'm going to throw a curveball at you. Here's a little fight that I'd like to see. All right. Fox the G versus you, Fred.
Wow. That's a really good fight, isn't it? Two young guys around about the same level of like subscribers. Fox about 100. I'm closing it. I'll be there soon. Um, 18 and 18, same height, same weight.
Who
That's
does Wade fight? When Wade gets healthy again, at some point, Wade's going to fight. Who does Wade fight? Like, the only person I could think of is like maybe a JMX because they're so tall, right?
the JMX a little bit much experience right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
Wade
the other
knows
ginger
stuff.
guy, the other ginger guy doing it the other day. What's his name? Roundhouse Radio. But he ain't as well known as Wade though. Everyone knows Wade. Wade and Mams would be good.
That Roundhouse guy. So I was at the event, so I didn't hear the commentary. How was the commentary? Because I pushed for Todd and the coach. I know Todd and the coach, and I knew that would be the dream team. And I didn't hear the event. I didn't watch the event on the pay-per-view because I was there. How was that commentary?
I thought it was good. I think Todd is very underrated. I think Todd's amazing.
Yeah.
He's
I
witty. He doesn't go too far with the humor. He doesn't force it. It's very, very spot on with Todd. I think Todd doesn't get enough credit as it is. They had Dean, they had B-Day, they had a lot of people kind of switching on and off.
how'd the coach do? Because the coach is new.
The coach at Floyd did well. I liked it. But that, to be fair,
Okay.
that's the only Misfits event I've actually watched through and throughout the whole thing. So obviously I'm always working there. I thought it was fine. I thought it was great. The Roundhouse guy, he looked a little kind of bit stiff sometimes.
Yeah.
Way's very, very smooth and slick. Roundhouse quite stiff. But I guess it's just inexperience and he'll come to.
The Wade loses me sometimes on his long, like he'll like really stretch words out or whatever to like try to build the excitement. I'm like, man, just bang, 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 get to it. Like, I don't know. I got criticisms on everyone, but I worked with the coach before on Social Gloves One, and that guy is awesome on the mic. So I'm excited to go back and watch that pay-per-view and see how that all played out. I got screwed on Tank versus Garcia. This is bullshit. I get home in time, right? I land, I buy the pay-per-view on DAZN, and it didn't go through. It didn't go. I didn't watch it.
That's a sick fight. I watched that fight. It's a little bit cagey at times, but it was a really good fight.
Yeah.
So you lost your 20. Wait, no, you lost about what, $90.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
I
would
didn't even
never in the UK, you know, never, ever, ever, ever get away with charging £60 for a pay-per-view. That's how that about equals to $90. That's insane. That's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's a great fight, but DAZN mess you around there, Keem. I want to have it.
I'm upset. I want my $60 back.
They should get guys like Ryan. I don't think Ryan Garcia would do it, but guys like him would be quite perfect to have now and again for commentary. I thought Tony Jeffers did a good job. Actually, what did you think of Moist Critical's job at the Creator Clash? Did you enjoy his kind of
He's
punch?
awesome. Charlie's awesome. He just adds a little humor and like, he kind of plays the role that like I would like to play on a commentary team. Yeah, I think he did great. And I did see the clips with Wade on Kingpin and Creator Clash, to be fair. And I thought Wade has gotten better than previous stuff.
Mm. He's very, very well. Wade's very, very, very good at his job. One last thing before I let you go. Misfits is meant to be more entertainment value, more like WWE. KSI wants it to be kind of a WWE boxing, a big company. He wants to kind of rival with UFC, WWE. They've got the tag team titles. That's kind of quite WWE-esque. What are some more things Misfits could do to be more WWE like?
I think Creator Clash really showed people how you should do intros, right? It's like when I watch a Misfits event, the fighter walks to the ring by himself. It's like, no, dude, why aren't they walking through the crowd with their team? And why isn't there like some showmanship in this? Like, where is the entertainment? Like, you are not professional fucking boxers. You're not professional boxers. This isn't the Olympics, all right? You're influencers, you're YouTubers, you're TikTokers, you're Twitch streamers. Where's the entertainment at? So, if we're trying to be WWE, then like intros have to be fucking amazing. As far as your walkouts have to be amazing and they have to be entertaining. Now, sometimes they are. Do you remember when Mams had Pineda come out as the mystery opponent?
They did
Like, was
Undertaker's gong. That was insane.
Yeah, that was sick, right? Like there's moments we're getting glimpses of the entertainment with Misfits. But I think, there's like this battle. Do you not see this battle? I see this battle. I see people that are team internet and they're from the internet and they love influencer boxing. And then I see pros involved in our scene and trying to get in and weasel the way in, and not just pros, but like professional, like NFL players and whatnot. Right. And so I see this like battle happening, and like, it feels like Misfits is in the center. And I needed to go more towards the influencer side, if that makes sense. So what JJ's saying, more WWE.
That's what we want as well. The more eyes on the sport, the more eyes on the sport of info boxing. Does sound pretty good. We got a good 40 minutes in here, Keem. The Zoom is about to switch off because I do not pay for Zoom. You get it for free. So 40 minutes is the max. But I do appreciate you coming on. I'll put the link for your new trailer in the description. But I'll see you in May. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Fred fans, love you.